My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old.
Eddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go.
Almost 50% of marriages end in divorce, and it really affects not just the wife, not just the husband, but the kids in the situation. So what happens when a kid finally speaks out about how her dad was a deadbeat this whole time?
My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
See, take a look at this 60-year-old breakdancer.
Like, there was no split custody or anything. Like, he just, left 4 kids to do that. He may not have paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his head. Benihana is his b-boy name because his name is Ben Hart. I'll get texts like this, "Happy birthday?" ? And then links to his breakdancing video.
So usually this is how the internet goes. We get one side of the story and then we never get the other side. But today, my friends, we have the other side.
The more I watch this video, the more I like it. Well, I like about 98% of it. I do need to correct a few statements in the video. First, I can see that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. But married couples do get divorced about half the time in America. And I was just living a mile or so down the street in LaGrange, Illinois.
That's crazy.
We just weren't living under the same roof.
That's crazy.
Now, about not paying medical bills. Here was the financial arrangement of the divorce. Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go.
We're dealing with a different level of people if you can just back out $2 million off top. There shouldn't even be conversation about can you pay medical bills or have you paid medical bills. And we haven't discussed, I don't know how she gets abandoned. She's a child, so that's fine. But as an adult, you should be able to use better words than abandoned. If I live a mile down the road, $2 million is crazy too.
Plus, I was paying her $18,000 per month in child support and alimony.
No way. What does this guy do for a living? These are the stories of the top 1% of divorced people. We're talking about $2 million up front and then $18,000. Hold on. This woman was making a salary of $216,000 in child support. That's $2.8 million over the course of her living in that house on top of the $2 million that he gave to her. I think this is a perfect example of a mother who has influenced her daughter and better yet, social media influencing the daughter's decision making. I don't think any sane person would look at the finances that they were given and assume that this person was a deadbeat. Now, he even said that he did not explain to his daughter that he was giving up all this money to her, which is totally fine and dandy. She's a child. She probably shouldn't even know anyway because she wouldn't even understand. However, I know that she knows her mother probably did not work with this type of income coming in off of child support. This girl probably was able to get in whatever club she wanted. She probably had a car in high school. You had to think that it was coming from somewhere. And if your mother wasn't working, as you age, you understood that healthcare has to come from somewhere as well. So she shouldn't even be making a type of video like this, framed like this, because there has to be better and more informed conversations as you get older.
I saw the kids all the time. No abandonment, just a divorce. Was I at fault in the divorce? Yeah, I would say I was about 70% at fault. Do I regret marrying Maddie's mom? No, absolutely not. If I had not married Maddie's mom, Maddie and her 3 siblings would not have been born. Maddie graduated from Northwestern University and is a screenwriter in Hollywood. Yeah. Maddie's older sister, Tori, is a partner at a hedge fund on Wall Street.
Oh my God.
She's getting rich. I get along great with all my kids, including Maddie. At least I think I do. One other slight correction. I did not abandon the family for breakdancing. I have a career. I'm in the advertising business. Built an ad agency. That's how I was able to afford to pay Maddie's mom $5 million. Maddie's mom and I separated in 2004 and divorced in 2005. I took up breakdancing entirely by accident in 2012.
Because there are so many complexities to this situation, I might even go ahead and say this is a skip, but from an overarching point though, it's amazing how one person can live in a household and they have brothers and sisters and they get a whole different outcome and different perspective. Because I want to see and I would want to know if her siblings feel the same way. Do they feel as if her father's a deadbeat, or is she just saying this to try to get some clicks and likes on social media? It worked, but now it backfired on you, trying to embarrass somebody like your family member who took care of you, who allowed you to go to school to potentially obtain a worthless degree and become a screenwriter in Hollywood, to be able to take those chances. Those are luxury items that you have. And you over here disparaging your father on the internet for likes and views and clicks. Come on now.
At first, I really did not like Maddie's video at all. And her video certainly is true from her her perspective, even though a few details are off. No doubt because of what she heard from her mom.
Wow.
And I do think it's a great storyline.
And there it is. That's the crux of the situation right there is the mom. And I'll even give Maddie herself some grace because she was a child. I will give Ben, the father, some grace because he's his dad. He's telling his story right here. Things seem to check out. Oftentimes in divorces and situations, especially one where there is a massive breadwinner like this, we will get commentary about that other parent that makes the kids dislike the other parent. And it messes up the whole relationship. That's such a bad thing to do. But in true social media fashion, of course the daughter has to go down with the ship and clap back at the dad over her stupid take.
I know my dad posted like a 10-minute video or whatever being like, you know, my daughter's lying. We have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with all my kids. That's just objectively not true. He said he lived down the street from us. That's not true. Or like if he did, it was only for a few months maybe. But actually for most of my childhood, he lived in Florida with his new wife. And then he would visit every few months and we'd go out to dinner. But like, he truly had no hand in raising us at all. Like, I honestly don't know the nitty-gritty of the financial situation. I really, really don't.
We knew that because you refused to acknowledge it. I can see that there was complications throughout the whole divorce because this is a complex story and you were 5 years old, but you don't know the financial situation of it. To be quite honest with you, to say that he had no hand in how you grew up is crazy because the reason that the lights cut on at your house was because he was footing the bill. Listen, maybe he did move away from a few months. Things are complicated in that relationship, but to not acknowledge his financial contribution seems to be brainwashing on her end. But I think a big part of these situations that kids don't understand is how toxic the environment gets post-divorce between the two people that were actually in the relationship that makes it not okay to be in the vicinity of these people. I think he should be with his kids, of course, but can we not acknowledge the financial aspects of it?
Bottom line is this guy was a completely absent father. He's like, I was just a bike ride away from those kids. And it's like, not once did any of us ever take a bike ride to his house. I don't think I've ever been in his house ever.
But he's not saying that you've never been in his house, and he's saying that that's how close he lived, which you acknowledge that he did live close enough in that time span. And then also to say completely absent father when we not taking into consideration the financial aspect is one, a slap in the face of his contribution. Two, is disrespectful to all fathers that are going through divorces in this situation. And three, it is a sign of the brainwashing that you've gone through in your household when it comes to your mother. I tell you what, Maddie, you bring the rest of your family on a platform. You get your dad on there, you get your mom on there, your siblings on there. We'll iron it out. I'll play Dr. Phil. But right now, you look like a disrespectful child. And honestly, you look delusional. I can't negate that some of the things that you might say are not true because I know divorce is crazy. I went through a good situation when I was a child. I didn't experience all these things. But right now, you look nuts with him saying that he gave up all this money and you're saying that he was an absent father. I know what absent fathers look like. He does not seem like an absent father. You need to get from up under your mom, get to the real meat and potatoes of the conversation, and then you may come to a better conclusion. But let me know what you guys think. If you've been through divorce or anything like that as a child, how do you feel about this situation?